Roxbury.
You think NASCAR needs to do something about this?
Nah.
All right. Welcome to Shifting Gears.
Welcome to Shifting Gears.
We have 5 different.
Oh yeah, we have 5 different gears we're gonna talk about. So, are we gonna? Yeah.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
All right. Well, Bryce, how was your last couple weeks?
Good.
That's good.
Busy.
It's good. Yeah, it's been really busy too. School started. I work at a college, and my kids started school, so it's been busy. We haven't went golfing, but guess what has happened since the last time we did a video? There has been 3 NASCAR flips and 1 near flip. So within 8 days,
4 NASCAR flips.
there's been 3.
Xfinity.
Mm-hmm.
Corey LaJoy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then the one. Okay.
And one
flip,
near flip. Yeah. Let's see, I was waiting for him to catch on. But no, so there's been a lot of stuff going on. So we'll get to that a little bit later in the video and talking about that. But it's been fun, honestly. I love it. I'll say this. Obviously, it's dangerous. You don't want anybody to get hurt. But when stuff like this happens, it's really cool to see that how on edge they are. Because sometimes we get so used.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, we do have Caleb here this week. He's right there. I think I pointed to the right spot. I hope I did. Anyway, so there's Caleb. Caleb, how was your last couple weeks?
Busy?
I heard you got sprayed with pepper. Is that true?
Yes. I got pepper sprayed this past week.
Because of the academy, obviously. There's not some random lady on the street that's pepper sprayed you, right?
It was very painful. If you don't have to, don't do it. The only way I can describe it is if you started a bonfire. You stuck your face in it, open your eyes for a solid 10 minutes.
What a blessing. That sounds awesome and very painful.
It was bad. And then the best part was, I got home and I'm like, hey, I'm going to shower. So you hop in the shower. And the water, because it's like oil stuff that gets in your pores. So when the water hits it reactivates it. So it's like it's sprayed all over again.
Nah.
So you got pepper sprayed twice is what you're telling us, basically. Well, that was fun. Obviously, it seems like you had a very fun little evening. That will lead us right into, since we're having technical difficulties, let's go ahead and get right into gear number 1. Which will be, we're going to do a little bit of a debate of Austin Dillon's penalty. I know we're going back a couple weeks. Yeah. So Austin Dillon's penalty, he wrecks Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin to win at Richmond.
Yeah.
They appealed it. He said his win stands, but not for playoff eligibility. They appealed it. It got upheld. They're going to the big final appeal. So there's still a chance that they could get it back. I don't see that happening.
I don't see it happening either.
Here's my thing, and I said it. Do I want to see that every week? No. Mm-hmm. But with the people that it happened to, Joey Logano, if you look back at when he did it to William Byron, the only thing that kept William Byron from not spinning out the exact same way as Joey Logano did off of Austin Dillon was the wall, because it's Darlington. Yeah. So I don't necessarily think that was something unprecedented that they keep saying or new, because Joey Logano hasn't done it before.
But you also look at Denny Hamlin. He did the same thing to Chase Elliott when he was in the 24 car.
Exactly. And when it comes to Denny Hamlin's part on Austin Dillon, I will still stand and die on the grave of, die on the hill, whatever it's called, that I don't think he turned left into him. I think would he have? Yes. But I think Denny Hamlin came up and did that.
So the SMT data does show that he turned into him, but at the point of contact.
Yeah.
So, and Denny Hamlin said on his podcast that he didn't see him. So when two ends meet, he was coming up, didn't see him. he turned left, and Austin Dillon said on...
He was diamonding the corner because he had to.
And Austin Dillon said on the Dale Jr. download that he turned left so he wouldn't be in the wall with Denny. Because Denny was going up no matter what, and to save him from going into the wall, he had to turn left.
Yeah.
So it's not that he did it on purpose. He was just trying to save his own car.
Yeah. Do I think it's over the line in the day and age we live in now, NASCAR-wise? No, because that happens all the time. Going back 15 years ago, I would say yes. But obviously, enough people have done it now to where it's not anything new. So you can't penalize one guy and not penalize the other, is my whole thing. They need to be consistent about it. Do I like it? Not necessarily, but it makes it exciting. I like the excitement that comes from it. So anyway, Caleb, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't think they should have taken the playoff swing.
Yeah.
I get it if they want to throw in a little, whatever fine or something, but so it makes the NASCAR fun, so people watch it. And if you do that now, they're like, well, we're going to stick with this. That means everybody's going to be scared to do a bump and run, and they're going to ruin the sport. So they just got to be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So.
Sure thing. That's the second year. Jimmy Hamlin's penalty.
Yeah, was it good, bad? What happens? What happened? Basically, his engine that he won with at Bristol he wanted to reuse it, so they sealed it, and Toyota Racing Development (TRD) will take that and they will, tear the engine down and rebuild it for another race. They broke the seal on it without NASCAR being able to inspect it. NASCAR has to inspect it, break the seal on it, and inspect it before they can tear it down. There was a mistake. They themselves, I will give them credit, they themselves acknowledged there was a mistake and turned themselves in. It's not like NASCAR went and saw this, but it's still a penalty because obviously that's not what you can do. Hate it for Denny Hamlin because it was the 11 team didn't even touch the engine. It was all TRD. They had nothing to do with it. Just so happened to be Denny Hamlin's engine that this happened with. And so, stinks for them. That makes them lose the regular season championship by far. Not that they would have done it anyway, because they obviously wrecked last night and last week. So, but it is what it is. So I'm sure they're going to appeal it. I haven't looked to see if they said they're going to appeal it yet. I'm sure they will, to see if they're going to get any of it reduced. But I don't see it being gone away with because it's still in the rules. So, but I can see maybe a little bit of a reduced penalty. But Bryce, what do you think about it?
I try not to talk about Denny Hamlin that much. So, but
we don't really like Denny Hamlin.
It might be something that I might peek at his podcast, see what they say about it. Yeah. But other than that, it does suck that it wasn't really his team or anything. Yeah. So
that's the one thing I don't like Denny Hamlin. Obviously, don't care. I wouldn't be sad if he never won anything again. But it does stink for his team that basically they didn't do anything wrong as TRD. But it's a team sport, and TRD is part of their team when they do that. So, Caleb, what do you think about it?
It's kind of odd.
It is an odd situation.
I don't know. Everybody did the right thing to turn themselves in. NASCAR still holds the penalty. I don't know. It's just an odd situation how it happened. It is what it is. Would be a little bit more upset in the streets. Like, that's not how I. But still, it does stink for Hamlin. But yeah, I don't know. It affects him not only the regular season, but he's gonna be on. He's gonna do it no matter what.
The big thing is it's gonna be if he would have won the regular season championship, that's 15 points on top of that to where he's gonna get maybe 5th at the most. And that's like 6 points or something like that. I've had to look at it again. So that's a 9-point swing plus his win at Bristol. He doesn't get the playoff points from there, I hear. So that's another 5 points. So that's 14 points right there. And those are playoff points that carry on every round in the playoffs. So that's less points every single round. So if he makes it into the round of 8, that's 14 points that could have gone towards doing the getting into the Final Four. That just is nothing now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he's got to work extra hard. It really changes his whole season.
But you
when
look
it comes
at
to that.
How he's been running this year. He's probably going to make it to the Final Four.
Hopefully
just
not.
By the
but,
way, hopefully not, but just by the way he's been running.
Yeah. We'll see.
It's almost guaranteed, but you know what they say, every action's detrimental. So,
there you go. That's a good one. So, yes. So, I'll go right to
all right,
3.
we're going to go ahead and shift into the third gear, which is
Shark fin.
the shark fin. Shark fin. Hoo-ha. So, which is about, this is the other shark fin,
Yep.
and this is where they put the other shark fin.
Yes.
So, what I was telling Austin is what they should do is put wings, so whenever it goes upside down, and then it can just fly away.
There you go.
So,
I think it's good. So here's my thing on this. When it comes to the fin thing, I will say this. I started to say this at the beginning. I don't think there's anything that they can put on the car to keep the car from not flipping.
mm-hmm.
It's physics. It's going to happen. You have a car go really fast and get sideways. It doesn't matter how many things and fins and flaps and everything they have on the car. At some point, there's going to be a wreck where air gets under the car and it flips it over. That's just physics. That's how it works. It's an aerodynamic car. It's an aerodynamic shape. Aerodynamics are meant to fly. That's why they're called aerodynamics. So I just think NASCAR needs to stop overreacting and realize that this is just part of racing. It's been part of racing literally since the beginning.
Yeah.
And yes, these cars seem to get upside down easier than the last car, but the last car still got upside down.
Yeah.
And the car before that still got upside down. So, yeah, what do you think about it, Caleb?
They overreact, but here's the thing. Look at all the flips that this car's had. Every single person's walked away with nothing to do whatsoever. You look at like Ryan Preece's horrible flip. I mean, Josh Berry hit upside down. That's an odd way to hit the wall and go spinning. And he's like, oh. I mean, then you look at it this way. The car is really safe when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it may hit pretty hard. It's flat-sided sometimes, but overall, with flipping, they've done a great job to keep people safe.
Yeah.
So, I think just a flat bottom of the car, it helps it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like an awful car nowadays. I think if they got rid of that, I think it's okay 100%. But it might help a little bit. I think the flat-sided bottom of the car makes it a lot easier.
I think they could design a car that makes it harder to flip, but outside of literally changing the entire car, you're not going to get anything different for this next gen car just because the way it is built on the flat side like that. So, I don't know, Bryce, you have anything to add before we go into the next gear?
I was just going to say, because I listened to Dale Jr. this week, and he said the same thing that you said. It's just a consequence for going fast. You can't stop it. But, like Caleb said, you look at Ryan Preece's flip, and you look at all the other flips. Everyone's walked away. And so, with the safety-wise, we're fine in that. And because you look at the last several years, you know, the only person that's died in motorsports, you know, is Dale Earnhardt, you know, and that was just a hit on the wall, you know, so, but then you look at Ryan Preece's flip, and almost everybody I've shown that to is like, he walked away. Yes, it's fine, because it's safety.
It's
They've
dissipating
made so many
energy the whole time. Obviously, you don't want the quick rolls like Ryan Preece because that's what causes blood vessels to pop in his eyes and everything like that. But I saw a stat backing up what you said. I saw a stat where it said that the only person to get injured in a flip in the last, I think 40 years, I think is what it was literally Rusty Wallace breaking his wrist. And there was somebody else that did something. I can't remember. Maybe it was an ankle or something. I can't remember. I'd have to go find that stat again. But flips look scarier, but they are probably the safest wreck that you can have because it all slides to a stop instead of just a dead-on
That's what Josh
collision.
Berry said. He got out of the infield care center and said it probably looked worse than it was.
Yeah.
But I think, honestly, I like old Daytona, so I think they shouldn't have paved that because the grass looked cool. And I think it wouldn't have been that bad of a spot if there was still grass there.
Yeah.
Because then Josh Berry probably would have ended up back on his wheels. But
yeah, and in that instance, I will say the only thing with the grass, going off what you just said, I think John Hunter Nemechek's wreck probably would have been worse than what it was, because that would have been right where the grass was. Yeah. So he probably would have bounced a little bit. Who knows? Hit that pothole or whatever, right? Because that was real grass that they had back there. So it's not like it was flat. Then they could have maybe got upside down if it hit something just right or whatever. So I will say grass looks cool. I would rather there be grass there. I don't think they necessarily needed to repave it, because Ryan Preece's wreck was 1 in a billion kind of wreck. However, it's fine. It's not going to affect any way I watch the Daytona race, obviously, but it just is what it is. But I will move forward because we're getting long here. Yeah. But that goes into gear number 4. What we're just basically talking about is all these flips that had happened since literally the last time we've done a video. And since last Saturday to last night, which we're filming this on a Sunday, so last night, so from Saturday to Saturday, there was 3 NASCAR flips and 1 near flip. So I'd just like to talk a little bit about that. Whatever, I thought it was funny last week at Michigan. I literally almost texted Caleb because I said they were talking about the new restrictor plate kind of package that they had for Xfinity, and the cars I saw were in practice and everything was reaching like 210 miles an hour. I thought to myself, there is going to be a flip this weekend. And I thought, I just don't know why, but I feel like there's going to be a flip this weekend. Not only was I right, but there was 2 flips, and 1 in Xfinity and 1 Cup at Michigan, of all places. And I think the backstretch, the headwind going towards that way, added to the airspeed of the cars, making it flip over easier. But I thought it was funny when it first happened in Xfinity. I was like, I should have texted people because I called that, or whatever. And then the next day, I was on my lunch break at work, and I was trying to plan it to where I could watch the most of the races I can on my lunch break. And I'm literally getting ready to eat a bite of my chicken sandwich, my chicken salad sandwich. And I'm like this. I looked up, and I see Corey LaJoie upside down. I'm like, what? It happened again. And then he flipped. And then, of course, last night, Michael McDowell gets hit, and I thought he was hitting the catch fence. I really did. The way he was going right there, I thought he was going to hit the catch fence. And then they started talking about the shark fin and how well it worked, and I just thought, the very next wreck's going to have a blowover. I guarantee it. And I told Audrey, my wife, because I just knew it because they were talking about it. I was like, the race isn't over yet, guys. You got to be careful. And I knew how these cars get airborne, and I didn't think the shark fin was going to change nothing. I told Audrey, I even called it because there was 3 to go. It wasn't an overtime finish. It was 3 to go. And I called it, and I just said, okay, with 2 to go on the backstretch, there's going to be a wreck on the backstretch, and there's going to be a blowover flip. And it happened, and I was like, that's funny. Because Which
I think it's funny on the Josh Berry flip, because you can literally see Josh Berry gets airborne. Joey Logano, Austin Cindric almost gets airborne. Mm-hmm. Then you look in the back, the 43's like, and like almost everybody was jumping. So it's crazy.
It is just it.
All right, yeah. So I told Chess when you were talking about that. Then I go, let's put the car back down. Yeah, no, it's what. I feel like kind of changed it, guys. I think you had to talk about how that one, this plastic that's this long.
I know.
How long do you think they're gonna make it next?
It's gonna be, I don't know. It's just what they're gonna do is slowing the cars down to like 150 miles an hour. That's what and it's just not gonna be fun. So I don't know. I just don't think there's any way to stop it from flipping. There's just not.
I don't think they need to do anything.
No, I don't.
It's definitely overreacting. There was 2 flips this last race, and both of them got out and said, "We're fine."
Yeah.
They talked about the race. They're like, "Well, it sucks because." We flipped, but we're glad we're okay.
Yeah.
So
Denny Hamlin even said he'd rather flip a car than hit the wall head on like that. Which, of course, he said that. Then Josh Berry not only flipped the car, but then also hit the whole wall head on while flipping the car. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to see what Denny Hamlin says now. But no, I just don't think there's any way to stop it. Even they're going to do everything, and it's still going to flip over. So just stop overreacting and just enjoy the race. Stop being so negative all the time. It takes me off when people are negative.
Yeah, it's just negative at it. That car for the safety. Every time it happens, I don't know about safety cars all the time.
But all right, well, this video's gone on long enough, so we'll go ahead and we'll do 5th and final gear, which is the weekend overall. And hey, just between us, we'll just pretend like the truck race today never happened. How's that sound? Yeah. All right. So the best race of the weekend was the Cup race, I think.
Definitely.
The Xfinity race was great. Don't get me wrong. I just think I hate when it ends under caution, especially like that where it's a 1-car wreck. But they had to throw the caution because he was up in front of everybody, people coming. I understand. I understand. But it just stinks the way it ended like that. So that kind of docked away points off for me. And then the Cup race was really exciting all the way through, I thought. So, and Harrison Burton went. We haven't even talked about him. Harrison Burton, who was further in points than Austin Dillon was, 34th in points, is now in the playoffs. So he jumps up, and he did it the right way without dumping people. And Jeff Burton and Kim Burton was excited, don't you think? So,
I think so.
But so that'd be cool to see him in there. And got a 100th career win for the Wood Brothers. So on a percentage-wise, I will give this race. I'll be honest. There's not much in the race that you can go in there and say this is boring. So I love restriction plate racing. I'll give it an 88% plus for Shane Van Gisbergen, because that's going to be his car.
Yep, that's what I was just going to say.
And I'll give it plus 2 points for the 2 flips, basically. 1 near flip and 1 flip. Why not? So brings it up to a 90, but I like to have it a number with the cards.
Yeah.
So 88 for Shane.
Caleb, what do you think?
I'm gonna give it more than that. I'm gonna give it like a good 95, 96.
Oh yeah, 95.
You're like you want it going for your time. You're constantly racing hard. Like you always suffer from your reactions. Some people rushing the ball, getting to lose. Like it was just exciting. It flew by because you're just like every lap, like you know. So I give like a solid 6%. It was a good race. Pretty much 2 flips. I mean, yeah, good finish, can't beat it.
95 for Lightning McQueen, huh?
That's right.
All right.
Yeah. And I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah.
I loved the race. And I'm going to bump it up to Jeff Burton's number, 99.
There you go. That's also Daniel Suarez. And
Well, yeah, but Jeff Burton's
oh,
son.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. And Daniel Suarez was on fire that race. Did you see that?
He really was.
He was having.
I thought it was funny because he finished very last, and his sponsor was the sponsor of the race. So I was like, oh, cool. So,
Yeah. But, all right, well, that's it for this week. And join us next week where they go to Darlington, last race of the regular season. There's 3 people that can win the regular season championship. So this will be really cool. Southern 500 Labor Day weekend next week. So that'll be good. Caleb.
Larson's usually pretty good at Darlington, so.
Predictions.
You going to do predictions already? Go for it.
I was gonna do mine. You guys can video later, but it's fine. But I still might have here now.
All right.
Ty Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs?
And Chase Elliott wins the regular season.
I think Ty
Oh,
Gibbs
yeah,
is going to
that's
flip.
Can you imagine 3 flips in a row? That'd be funny, especially at Darlington. That hasn't been won since like the 70s at Darlington. But I say Ross Chastain wins. He's been really good at Darlington. Hasn't got to the Darlington win yet. I think he was good earlier this year, maybe. If
I'm
not,
gonna
it was the
say
year after.
Kyle Busch.
That'd be cool. Somewhat. I don't like Kyle Busch, but he wants to keep that 20 year win streak. So I think it'd be cool to see him do the win streak, I guess. But that's it.
So.
All right. Well,
let's finish it. We'll do predictions later in the week.
Yep. Hey, it's for horses.
It is. But straw is cheap.
It's true. Grass is free.
It's true. Buy a farm, get all 3.
That's true. Buy a farm, get all 3 of them. All 3 of them bad boys. All right. I'll see you later. High five. Yeah.